So how was your guys' first week of trials? If it was anything like mine, you had terrible teammates and enjoyed some of the new changes. So I love the new changes, but I have one issue with it. So trials before this update was very sweaty, very little player base, and the hardest thing to do was to go flawless. This change tried to fight against that, and I think it's amazing. It brought casuals in, it made it easier to get the trials weapon of the week, but notice how I said it brought casuals in? See, I think this is the issue on why we all had such bad teammates this week. If you were able to go flawless in the past, you likely observed some decent teammates, but this week, I ran into the bummiest teammates I've ever seen in my entire life playing Destiny. What? Dude, these are the teammates I get, bro! Honestly, other than that, though, that is my only complaint. I think these changes are amazing. I love what they did. It makes trials feel a lot less sweaty, despite what I just said. I know. But I don't feel like I need to be sliding every 2 seconds to win a round anymore. I don't feel the pressure to win, and to me, that is amazing. There's no pressure if you lose a game anymore, unless you want the win streak, of course. But another reason I love it is the weapons. The only things people played for trials was the loot. And now we get the loot any way possible. As long as you get 7 wins, you are guaranteed the weapon, and I think that is amazing. In case you don't know how the loot works, as long as you get 7 wins, you can go straight to the lighthouse. Whatever loot you get from the chest is based on how long your longest win streak was. Also, if you want to go to the lighthouse for the loot, make sure you get the lighthouse passage. About 30% of my chat last night said they got the wrong passage, so I made sure I did not make the same mistake. Talking about the lighthouse loot, there's one little bit more. The adept weapon this week was the Exalted Truth Void 140 RPM hand cannon. So in the past, this weapon could be good and it was seen sometimes, but nowadays, Bungie brought back my new favorite hand cannon and the rest of the community's go-to hand cannon. It feels just like Iggy, but faster, and Bungie updated the perks. I will go through them in a bit, but first, my god roll I have is Slide Shot with Magnificent Howl. Magnificent Howl, you can even 2-tap with a 140 RPM hand cannon. You do this by getting precision kills based on Magnificent Howl, and this will give you a ×2 multiplier, meaning 2 of your bullets can do 120 damage to the head, and that is 240, and that kills someone in 2 shots. I think this is the only other hand cannon to do that besides Hawkmoon, but let me know about that in the comments. Alright guys, so these are the new updated perks for the Exalted Truth in the game now. For range, you want to primarily try to max this out as much as you can. You can do that with the first column here by either getting small bore, hammer forged rifling. Full bore is probably going to be your best. It adds 15 range. It does take off a little bit of handling stability, but overall, I think it's well worth it. Other than full bore, you have extended barrel and corkscrew rifling. I think I have extended barrel on mine, and I don't really notice too much of a difference in the handling. But for the second column, the only thing you really want here is accurized. Accurized is going to add the most range to this, and you notice a huge difference in this. For the first column, a lot of these perks are actually going to be very good. You have things like Keep Away here. This is very good. You have Lone Wolf, which is also pretty good. Moving Target, Zen Moment. All of these are relatively good perks, but I really like Slide Shot on mine. This is going to boost your range and stability after sliding, as well as reload some of that magazine. So that means you never have to actually take the time to reload. You can just slide away like a little eel. Before the fourth column, you also have a lot of great perks like Precision Instrument, Opening Shot. I have Magnificent Howl on mine, and this is what I prefer, but any of these perks are really fine. If you want the role that is going to maximize your accuracy and stability as much as possible, you're probably going to want to go for Eye of the Storm with Lone Wolf, Moving Target, or Zen Moment. But if you want to get aggressive and really have a lot of range and damage, my biggest recommendation is Slide Shot with Precision or Slide Shot with Magnificent Howl. So this is my Exalted Truth here. As you guys can see, I have Extended Barrel, Accurized, Slide Shot, and Magnificent Howl. I have Service Synergy on. I really don't know which one to use here, but I did also get a range masterwork. Make sure you put on the masterwork and fully masterwork it before you enhance the weapon, and then you could add ballistics and get even more range. And as you guys can see, I have 86 range on this thing, and my Rose with the God Roll has 76. Drifter, you're ruining my video! As you guys can see, this has more range than my God Roll Rose. Oh my god, Drifter. As you guys can see, with full bore on my Rose and accurized with a range masterwork it had, I still have more range from my Rose compared to this Exalted Truth. So definitely pick up the Exalted Truth if you guys haven't, and if you haven't, then you have next week, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about the trials changes and the new or updated weapons. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one.